I believe, yeah, it's, what is it,
You said the sun is just starting to come back.
Yeah, the sun's just starting to come back. We've been in the winter solstice. I mean, we celebrate it December 21st, but in other cultures, maybe they celebrate a winter solstice now, these last few days. So today is the sun coming back towards the northern hemisphere, and we're getting back to where we're going to start having longer and longer days. And humans, but especially plants, are really in sync with that. And they know, oh, it's time to start getting warm again, it's time to start going again. So we can actually start to germinate our seeds even in January. Of course, we need some technology, we need some electricity, so we use a heat mat. I've seen other farmers, they'll actually build in their greenhouse or in their prop house, they'll build an area that will, a compost basically box, and that'll ferment and give off heat. And they'll put their plants on top of that. And plants need a little bit of bottom heat in order to get started. And once the sun comes out, like it has now, plants will start to react to that more. And some farmers I know are using like big germination chambers, and there's no light in those because plants actually don't need so much light. They need to know that the sun or the light is coming up, but they don't necessarily need direct sunlight just to germinate. But once they do start to come out, and their leaves is what needs the light, and they'll go towards the sun. So we'll have to move that around or move our plants around. But getting everything started in January, like peppers for example, they can be started and put out into the field in March and April, and then we can start harvesting in May, June, and July. Whereas last year we were late, so we really didn't get to harvest our chili peppers. And I think this was brought up in the Mexican cooking live show, is that yeah, you get a short window of harvest, but if we can open up that window of harvest, um, June and July, we can start to harvest some of the peppers. And then they'll go dormant because it's too hot in August, and then they'll come back end of September and go through October, November. So really managing that window of time where we can get more fruits from our eggplants, our chilies, and our tomatoes really starts now. Even though it's January, and it's winter, most people would think you can't grow stuff in this time of year, but it's actually a better time for a lot of things. So we want to get started early. Our greenhouse is unheated. It's been unheated all throughout the winter, which is nice because we don't have to spend any amount of money on energy or any bills here. So we can still grow things like cilantro, salads. Just transplanted more salads here. We've got peas, really just for our own home consumption, that are growing through here. So the big difference between the peas up there and these peas is, they're already at height and starting to flower again.
Is that Swiss chard
Yeah,
right
this
there?
is a Swiss chard that I let go to seed in the greenhouse. You can sometimes, if you let things go to seed, it's great, but then it ends up everywhere. So that's the advantages and disadvantages of letting things go to seed is I didn't plant this Swiss chard. It just grows. In the back corner, we always have hops. It's a cascade variety of hops that we let grow there, and we also have this kind of, it's like a Japanese mint that's just growing. It's like a creeping plant, and it's got this like kind of, I don't know. It's got this like what like it's kind of minty smell. They say they use this as tea or as an herb, but it's kind of, I don't know.
That's right. Very exciting for the viewer.
I've never used it. I don't know the name of the plant, but my neighbor was saying that they sell it as like a tea. But
And you keep
it's
the naughty chickens in here.
yeah, yeah. Well, again, another chicken tractor, especially the black one.
Ah,
It's
right.
always getting out and eating
Do you
everything.
keep the males and females separate?
This is a male, the rooster. This is a chabo and ukoke. So these are two varieties, and we hope that she would start to lay. Maybe once it gets warmer, she'll start to lay. But they both will get moved around each day. They eat the bugs that come off the the perimeter, and they kind of come in and compost up some of the soil here for us, and eat the weeds as
So
well.
like a mini chicken tractor.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, we had from him we had several eggs hatch when we had a pair of this variety, the chabo, the small Japanese chicken, and they'll eat slugs, whereas the Boris Brown, the big brown chicken, don't eat slugs. So what they eat is also different because of how they're bred. And this is like a Japanese variety. The koke as well, the black one, is a Japanese variety.